Namaste Gurukulians. Hope you all are good, fit, healthy and are safe at your homes. So beta, in this very lecture we are going to discuss about your NCERT exercise of chapter number 3rd, that is atoms and molecules. This is the last and final part of this lecture of this chapter. Okay beta. So now in the exercise, okay, I am not going to discuss each and everything. I am just going to discuss the concept. Okay, the rest of the things like calculation part you have to do it by yourself. So now starting with the very first question, that is a 0.24 grams of sample of compound of oxygen. That means what we are having in question number 1, what we are having beta, we are having a compound of boron and oxygen, a compound of boron and oxygen, and the weight of that compound is 0.24 gram. This thing given to us, oxygen weight is 0.144 grams and boron weight is 0.096 grams. Okay, this information is given in the numerical. So the first basic thing while doing the numerical in science or in chemistry, you have to write the data which is given to you. Secondly, you have to focus what is he asking for. He is asking for the percentage composition. Percentage composition is nothing, it is just the percentage that particular element is contributing in that compound, like your marks, your percentage. How you are going to calculate your percentage? The marks obtained by you divided by the total number of marks into 100. The same thing we are going to do here. Percentage composition, firstly of oxygen, mass of oxygen divided by total mass of that compound into 100. That is your percentage composition. The answer is 60%. Similar in the case of boron, weight of boron divided by the weight of your compound into 100 and the answer is 40%. Okay. So this is your first question and a very easy one. Question number 2. In question 2, he is asking that carbon and oxygen, they are combining and producing what? Carbon dioxide. In first case, he took 3 grams of carbon and reacted it with 8 gram of oxygen and he obtained what? 11 gram of carbon dioxide. This is the experimental fact. He is asking that if I take 3 grams of carbon but with 50 grams of oxygen, then how much carbon dioxide is produced in the reaction and which chemical law is satisfied here. So beta, this is the conceptual question, okay, and a little bit tricky one. Here this 50 gram, the whole 50 gram is of no use, because in the law of chemical combination, the second law, law of constant proportion, what we studied? We studied that the amount of element which are reacting to produce a particular compound, they are in fixed proportion by mass. That means 3 gram of carbon reacts with 8 gram of oxygen only. If the amount of oxygen is 6 grams, then the carbon dioxide produced is not 11. Okay. So here carbon is 3 gram fixed, but here in place of 8 gram he took 50 grams of oxygen. But interesting thing, here only 8 gram oxygen is reactive. Okay, rest 42 grams remain unreacted, because law of constant proportion stated that fixed amount of carbon, that means 3 gram of carbons always reacts with 8 gram of oxygen to produce 11 gram of carbon dioxide. Okay, so their proportion by mass is fixed. Which chemical law? Law of chemical combination. Very good. The third question is, what are polyatomic ions? Theoretical question already discussed. You have to do it yourself. Okay, and also have to write the example also. The fourth question is about, okay, the fourth question I am going to discuss is you have to write the chemical formula. You have to write the chemical formula, and you know how we are going to write it. So I am giving you an example like calcium carbonate. Symbol of that compound, calcium, carbonate ion, CO3, charge 2 positive, carbonate 2 negative. The next step, cross multiplication. After cross multiplication, Ca2, CO3. Here we are going to use these brackets. Why these brackets? Because it is a polyatomic ions. And in case of polyatomic ions, if the number is greater than 1, then we have to use the bracket and write the multiplicator outside the bracket. So now 2 is a common factor, cancel out. CaCO3 is your answer. That is the chemical formula. In the same way, calcium oxide. So it's calcium Ca, oxide O. Calcium 2 positive, oxide 2 negative. Similarly, cross multiplication. So the result is Ca2O2. 2 will cancel out and the formula is CaO for calcium oxide. This is your question number 4. Okay. Rest of the parts you have to do it yourself. The next one, question number 5th. Here you have to show that which of the following elements are present. Firstly, quicklime. Bachche, quicklime is a general or common name for your calcium oxide. Quicklime is a common name for calcium oxide. And baking powder. Baking powder is a common name for your sodium hydrogen carbonate. NaHCO3, sodium hydrogen carbonate. And there is another common name, that is your washing soda. Students got confused in between baking powder and washing soda. Baking, that we are using in cooking, it contains hydrogen in it. So it is sodium hydrogen carbonate. But washing soda is Na2CO3, sodium carbonate. Okay. So you have to tell the name of elements. Here it contains quicklime, calcium and oxygen element. Baking powder, sodium, hydrogen, carbon, oxygen. Washing, sodium and carbon and oxygen. Okay. So you have to name the elements only. 6th question is, you have to calculate the molar mass of the following substances. Okay. We have to calculate what? We have to calculate the molar mass. So he is asking about the molar mass. Molar mass means mass of 1 mole, and the unit is gram or U beta? The unit is grams. The unit is grams. Okay. So the molar mass of first sulfur molecule, that is S8 molecule. You have to calculate its mass, S8. That means 8 S are going to combine. So 8 into sulfur. The atomic mass of sulfur is 32 because its atomic number is 16. So 8 into 32 is your 256 grams. So this is its molar mass. It is very easy. You can easily, okay, now the next. You can easily solve these questions, bache. For example, here HCl. Mass of hydrogen, 1, very good. Mass of chlorine, 35.5. So the answer is 36.5 grams. Okay. In this way, you have to solve the question number 6, in which you have to calculate the molar masses. Next is, what is the mass of? Okay, the 7th, 8th and 9th. These questions are related to your mole concept. 7th, 8th and 9th. Okay, in the previous lecture we discussed about a triangle. Okay, while discussing the concept, mole concept, we discussed a triangle in which all these 3 things are interrelated. For example, your mass, moles and particles. In the question, one thing is given and he can ask for the another 2 things to find out. Okay, in these 3 questions, your 6th, 7th, sorry beta, your 7th, 8th and 9th. Okay, the same thing has been done. The first one is 7th. You have to calculate what? In question number 7, you have to calculate the mass. You have to calculate what? Mass. And what is given to you? Moles is given to you. For example, C part I am going to discuss with you, okay? It's 10 moles of sodium sulfite. 10 moles of sodium sulfite, that is Na2SO3, sodium sulfite. So the trick to solve the numerical, first thing you have to see for which element or compound he is talking about, and after identifying that compound you have to calculate its mass. So here the mass is Na, that means 2 units of Na plus sulfur plus 3 units of your oxygen. Sodium is atomic number 11, mass 23. Sulfur 16 atomic number, 32 mass. Oxygen 8 atomic number and 16 your mass. So the overall result is 126 grams. Okay. So we know that this molar mass, okay, is equals to your 1 mole of sodium sulfite. So 10 moles, the mass is 126 multiplied by 10. So 1260 grams is your answer. You are given with number of moles, and what he want to ask? He want to ask about the mass. Okay. So you have to see which element we are talking about. Then we have to calculate its molar mass, and just by calculating the molar mass, we know that 1 mole, the mass of 1 mole is 126 grams and of 10 moles is 1260. You just have to multiply the things. Okay. The next is your question number 8. In question number 8, what is given to us? He has given 20 grams of water. That means mass is given 20 grams of H2O. And what he wants us to calculate? The number of moles. So here mass is given and he wants us to calculate the moles. So first step, identify the elements, calculate its mass. So the mass is 18 grams. Okay. You calculate it by yourself. I know that it is 18 gram. So that means 18 gram of water have 1 mole. So 1 gram simple mass 18 and your 20 grams. 1 into 18, 1 divided by 18 multiplied by 20, that is 10 by 9 moles. Okay. There is another way to do this numerical, that is, you know that mole is equals to what? Given weight by your molar weight or molecular weight, you can say that. So given weight here is 20 and our molecular weight is 18. So 18 into 20, that is again 10 by 9 moles. Okay. So you can use any of the method, okay, which you want, but the answer in both the cases is going to be same. In question number 9, what we are given with? We are given with the number of moles and he wants us to calculate the mass. We are given with what? 0.5 moles of water molecule. 0.5 moles of water. First thing, identify the elements, calculate its molar mass. We know that 1 mole 18 grams. So 0.5 moles 18 into 0.5, that is your 9 grams. This is the answer. Very easy questions. Okay. Now the next is your 10th question, 10th and 11th. Okay. These last two questions are very important. Okay. And now we are going to discuss these two questions and we are done with our exercise part. Okay. So the last two question is question number 10. Firstly, we have to calculate the number of molecules present in, yani ki what we have to calculate, but the number of molecules of what? Number of molecules of 16 gram of solid sulfur. 16 gram of your sulfur. First thing, okay, it is given in the bracket that sulfur is present in acid. Okay, not S. It is present in the form of S8 molecules. So firstly we have to see what we are talking about. 8 into S, 8 into your 32, that is your 126. Okay, no beta, it's 256. 256 grams. Okay, now we have to calculate the number of molecules. This is the molar weight, and we know that 256 grams of S8 contain how many molecules? 6.022 into 10 raised to the power 23. 1 gram, 6.022 10 raised to the power 23 divided by your 256, and we are given with 16 grams. So 16 grams means multiply by 16. The answer is 3.70 into 10 raised to the power 22 molecules. Okay, so the first key point is sulfur exists in form of S8. Okay, it is given in the hint. So 8 into S, we just calculated its molar mass, and we know that in 1 mole, how many number of particles are present? Avogadro's number. Okay, so this is your question number 10. Question number 11th, very important question of this chapter. Calculate the number of aluminium ions present in 0.0. We have to calculate the number of aluminium ions he is talking about present in 0.051 grams of your aluminium oxide, that is Al2O3. We have to calculate the number of ions present in 0.051 grams of Al2O3, and the hint here is the mass of ion, yani ki that means beta the mass of Al3 positive is equals to the aluminium element, that is your 27U. That means in case of ions as well as normal element, the mass is same, because in case of ion 3 positive, that means 3 electrons were removed, but the mass of electron is very less, so we just consider it to be equal, okay, in magnitude. So now here how we are going to solve the question. First thing, what he is talking about, he is talking about Al2O3 and these aluminium ions. So firstly we calculate the mass of this, 2 into aluminium plus 3 into your oxygen. Aluminium is 27U and oxygen is 16. So the mass come out to be 102 grams. We calculated the mass of aluminium oxide, the molar mass, okay. But here we have to tell aluminium ions. So now Al2O3 when break down, it gives 2 of aluminium 3 positive ions and 3 of oxygen 2 negative ions. Okay, this is the reaction. In this question, what you have to know, this reaction, that means 1 mole of Al2O3 aluminium oxide gives 2 moles of your aluminium 3 positive ions. So we know about this weight, molar weight, that means mass of 1 mole, and we are given with 0.051 grams. So from here, can you calculate the number of moles of your aluminium oxide? Firstly, we are going to calculate the number of moles of Al2O3, and in the last we are going to multiply it by 2. Why? Because 1 mole of aluminium oxide gives 2 moles of your Al3 positive ions. So we calculate firstly what? The moles of aluminium oxide. Given weight is 0.051 and its molar weight is 102. These are the number of moles, that is for aluminium oxide, and moles for Al3 positive ions, you just have to multiply it by 2. Multiplied by 2. Or you can say that when we know that 1 mole of Al2O3, okay, it consists of how many elements? That means 102 grams of Al2O3. Here you can solve this by above method, or the another method is, we know that 102 gram of aluminium oxide contain how many particles? 6.022 10 raised to the power 23 Al3 positive ions. We have to multiply this whole with 2 because 1 mole gives 2 ions. Okay. So the next is we have to calculate in 0.051 gram. So what I am going to do? 2 into 6.022 into 10 raised to the power 23 divided by 102 multiply by 0.051 and the answer come out to be 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 20 Al3 positive ions. The key point is here you have to multiply it by 2. Okay. So this is your exercise part. Okay, and we are done with this chapter. Hope you got each and everything. Okay beta, so all the best. Thank you.